marzipan. Today I'm doing something pretty fun. I'm doing my makeup with this like crystal brush set. I feel like there's a stigma around brush sets that have like a theme, like the Harry Potter like wands. I know that I think Tarte had like a collection where they have like flamingos or like pineapples at the end of there. We all know about those fish brushes that are like extremely wide and would never work at all, but then every single Instagram person ever had them. We all know about that. And so I found this brush set on Amazon. I was like, oh, that's beautiful. Oh geez, here it is. I don't know how iridescent it's gonna come off, but they're pretty gosh darn iridescent. They go from like a pink, purple to green, and they're translucent. Transparent? Transparent or translucent? So they're pretty cool. I'm really hoping you can see some of the colors. I'm gonna do my makeup using only these brushes today. Wow, what a twist. We've never seen anything like this before. Just from like seeing them. They feel soft. Oh, okay, I don't know if you can see that. There's literally a gap. Just have to click it back and paste, like you have to do with brushes. This one has some glue on it, which I don't know if you'll be able to see. There's some glue with some fun particles in it, which is great. It's better. I guess it's better than this one, which just kind of clicks on and off. These were like 12 bucks, so I'm not gonna criticize them. Well, that's actually all I'm gonna be doing. So I'm not using any sponges today. The only things I'll be using that aren't from, like a container would be like or like sprays, and then like things with like spoolies, so like mascara, and I have a brow gel, but it comes on a spoolie, and this brush set does not come with a spoolie, which is fine. I'm honestly not too worried about this because, fun fact, there actually was a time where I only used brushes to do my makeup. I know, how crazy. I hadn't cleaned any of my sponges for like over 6 months, and I didn't want to, so I used brushes. Let's get into this. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this. The other day I did my makeup doing a certain order, and it really went badly. So I guess I'm just gonna continue doing it though, because I'm trying new things on camera. Who does that? I guess I'll tell you what products I'm using maybe. This is the Smashbox Primer Water, which I'm sure you could probably guess, but I mean, there are other brands that are like, here's a prep and set spray. But I don't know if there's any other brands that are like, here is a primer water. So I'm going to take this Makeup Revolution Fast Quick Flick Stick. I don't actually know what it's called. Fast Base Stick Foundation. And I use the shade F3, and I kind of just this on. I was going to say loosely, but that's not the word. And neither is like sparsely either, because that's also not true. And then I take the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation, and I shake the shade F1. I kind of just put this on there so the foundation is a little bit easier to spread out. I think you just use the stick foundation. It might be a little bit harder to spread out with just the stick foundation, because it's like a stick, so it needs, I don't actually know why I think that. It's Makeup Revolution liquid highlighter that all the writing has rubbed off on. I want to make this clear in case anyone wanted to get it twisted. This is 112% sponsored by Makeup Revolution. I mean, I think everybody can guess that, considering my following is less than amount of people that could fit in an elevator, but just in case. So I'm gonna use this brush. It's like a flat top brush. I don't know what else to really say about it. Oh no. Oh, it's been so long since I've done my makeup with a brush. Oh, that actually doesn't look bad. First impression. It's good. It's pretty, like, so it's pretty soft. Like, there's no, like, pointy bristles, if that makes sense. I think it's 1200% synthetic. I think there's a 12,000% chance this is synthetic and not real, real fur. Which also is a reason why I'm like, buying brushes on Amazon. I don't really care, because, like, it's the same thing with buying, like, lashes on Amazon. Because, like, they're all going to be synthetic. Because you know what? Using actual fur and stuff is so much more expensive than anything synthetic. And so it's like, I don't think that, like, these knockoff / just, like, Amazon brands, you know, are going to be like, you know, we're really going to put in the money and stuff for this. And also make it cost $12. Like, that's not going to happen. So, yeah, this brush is pretty soft. It's pretty flimsy. I'm having, like, maybe a little bit of problems to make this foundation look good. But that might also be because in recent, you know, years, I've just been using a sponge. And so using a brush again is weird. I will say, with these brushes just being white, they're gonna get so dirty so quick. But then also that's like a good thing, because I find I have a lot of two-toned brushes where it like fades from one color into another, which is like fine. But then like sometimes my mom, I love her, beautiful, beautiful woman, is like, I don't know what colors this used to be. Like, is this cleaner now? So anyways, if they're all one tone, you know, if they're... Okay, so next thing I do is my brows. They have an angled brush. Oh god, how the fudge am I supposed to focus this? Is that focused? I don't know. Here's the thing, it's like not very thin for an angled brush, which is kind of weird. I feel like angled brushes should be thin. Period. But it's not that thin, but I still think I'm gonna be able to make it work. So also I said before there's no spoolies in this, so I'm just gonna take like a disposable one. Okay. So straight off, that's a pretty thick line. Which, the way I do my brows, it's gonna turn out fine. Oh god. It's gonna be fine the way I do my brows. I kind of just put two little blocks on my face, and I'm like, yep, I like this. However, I know that a lot of people like to take, you know, whatever brow pomades and stuff. Like, a lot of people like to take brow pomades and stuff who would use, you know, angled brushes, and they like to create, oh my god, they like to create little hair-like strokes. You could 1200% not do this with that brush, but like I said, I don't like do very particular strokes when I do my brows. Oh god! Praise the Lord, praise Jesus, praise SpongeBob SquarePants, that my brows don't take forever to do. The other day I did them and they took 40 minutes. And that was what hell is like. They're gonna get fixed. So next what I do is I carve out my brows. And normally I take, oh god, this is the brush I use. It's like a dome brush, but it's very, very, very tiny. So I'm trying to think, there's a dome brush in here, but it's very thick. And so, yeah, I think I'm just going to use this, this brush that's much smaller. And I'm just going to take my foundation and carve out my brows until they are the same shape. Wow, that is the sharpest one of my brows has ever been. There's a 0% chance I'm going to be able to match this on the other side. And I have a strong feeling that if you mess up one side, you have to mess up the other one, just so they're matching. So let's take a moment to just appreciate this brow. I think that's the most even I'm going to get them, otherwise I'm going to spend another 2 hours on them. Wow, today was a good brow day. I'm not saying it's because of the brushes, but yeah, I'm not saying it's because of the brushes. Why did I go there with my brow today? Sometimes I forget I actually have a little bit of hair to do a hair flip with. I have for so long just like not had, you know, hair. You know, I've gone through a lot of different phases of short hair. In my time, it's been like fully shaved, half shaved. I had the gay haircut for a while, a mohawk. It's just been a lot of different times. I haven't had hair to hair flip, and I have some now. And I have always done hair flips for like as long as I can remember, even if I didn't have hair to do it. This isn't a sentimental thing. Let me just show. This is the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Concealer. And I just put this on my eyeballs. Hit balls. And I'm going to take the dome brush to blend this out. I think it's going to be really good for getting to the inner corner and stuff. I was right. It's taking all my strength not to just like tap it with my finger, you feel? I'm not ambidextrous. I'm not ambidextrous. I just sometimes do stuff with this hand when I'm working on the side of my face. I'm going to take my RCMA powder and set them, and I'm going to use this just stub brush. I don't know, I feel like this is probably supposed to be like a contour brush, but I'm not going to use it for that, so. Yep, we did a pretty good job. Okay, so for eyeshadow brushes, these are the two brushes. They are almost completely the same, but I'm going to use them both. Luckily, I didn't have like a really elaborate eye plan for today, but still, you know, I don't understand why some brush companies are like, you know what, we don't need eye brushes. What we do need is 800 face brushes. I think I could do my entire face makeup with just a fluffy angled brush. For eyeshadow today, I'm going to be using this Alexis Stone X Makeup Revolution. Do I have a problem? Their quality is just good. Okay? There's nothing wrong with it. Anyways, I'm using this Instinct palette. I think I'll take a picture of it and put it... Ooh, should I... Oh god. Okay, so I'm going to start out with the more big... the slightly longer brush on the palette. Ooh. This really isn't taking up too much. You know, I might just have brushes that pick up a lot, but I just tapped in a few times, and by tap I mean and there really isn't that much product on here, so I'm just going to do it a couple more times. Ah, it's doing fine now. Oh, so this brush doesn't pick up the most amount of shadow, or doesn't put it down the most pigmented, I don't know, but it's actually a pretty nice brush. I feel like especially for transition shades, because with transition shades you really want it blown out, you want to be able to blend it, you want to be able to just like, you want it blown out, you want it soft, you don't want too much going on one, and this is doing a really good job with that. I feel like it's very fluffy, I already said that, but it's also, they're all pretty like, or this brush and then the flat top brush that I used are both just like pretty floppy and bendy, which means they're not like stiff, and actually working out really nicely for me for the things I've used them for, like the you know, the dome brush and then the log brush, and you know, the angled brush and the cleaning up brush are not floppy, but like this one and the flat top one are really floppy, which is actually working very in my favor. This is a nice brush. I really like it actually. I feel like I never have enough eyeshadow brushes. Like that's just my thing. I'm like, I need more eyeshadow brushes. And my mom was like, you already have 8,000 brushes, chill. Now I'm gonna take this other brush. This one's actually more compact, now that I'm really feeling them and stuff, and much less floppy. And I'm just gonna take, you know, some darker colors, and I'm just gonna really try to darken everything. Oh, okay. Yeah, so this one's still fairly like floppy. It's not too stiff, but it also doesn't have too much like leeway. You know, I wish there was another smaller brush I could use for the eyes. I would probably use this dome one if it wasn't covered in concealer, but you know, it's not the worst. I used to do the entirety of my eye looks using one brush, maybe two if I was feeling snazzy, so I definitely can work with this. I'm just kind of blending it all out still, so it's very soft and smooth with the big old fluffy brush. I don't know why I'm insisting on going so deep with these colors right here, especially because the look I'm basing this off of, like, doesn't go as deep. It's also not this pink, so, you know, we're improvising. I'm gonna lightly cut, just like kind of a half cut crease. If you don't know what that is, I'm about to show you. And I'm gonna take this larger, like, flat packer brush. I'm gonna do that. I would normally use a smaller one, but I really just want to try out like as many of the brushes as I can. But if they gave the look I was looking for, I was able to pat it out pretty well. I think I'll still go back with the other brush just to blend it a little bit. I'm going to take that same brush, I'm going to dip into the Juvia's Place palette, the Zulu palette, and I'm just going to take this like pink shimmery shade right here. I don't know how much you can see that, but it is pink to gold. It's not rose gold. It's not rose gold. I was going to spray the brush, but I guess I'm going to see how well this does just picking it up in general. Ooh, okay, that's a lot. Let's see. Oh, okay, that actually did a pretty good job. However, it's not as shimmery as I want it to be, so I am going to spray the brush just a little bit and grab a little bit more. Just do that. Okay, I'm going to finish this eye and do the other eye off camera, and then I will be back and we will continue to see how everything works. We have the eyes, the top part of the eyes at least, done. So, I guess it's time for the rest of the thing. I want to say hi to my viewers.
Yo, what up, viewers? Stay safe. Is that good?
I don't know. So the first thing I'm going to do besides that is I'm just going to spray my face because, to be honest, it's been a little bit since I've done my foundation and I want everything to blend and look nice. Okay, so I'm just using this little concealer brush that I deemed the concealer brush. Yeah, I'm gonna blend it with the brush. I'm actually gonna take that dome brush that I used before, or as I called it, the log brush. I'm just gonna tap. Oh god. That is very. Oh no 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 no. That's not the worst my concealer has ever looked. With like these parts up here, like the concealer I'm just using on my face, I'm not really caring. I'm dragging a slight bit, but I'm making sure that under my eyes that I'm only tapping, because that's a way to keep it more opaque. Then also if I start dragging underneath the eyes, it's really going to take the product away, and I want to keep the product under the eyes, and I want to make sure it's not streaky anything like that, whereas the rest of the face, there's a lot more foundation there, and I'm really just using it a little bit to highlight. Now I'm going to take this angled brush. So my base makeup isn't looking too great, but I think that's partially my fault because I let the foundation dry for so long. I think some people like do the kissy face to place their contour like this, but I wouldn't do that. I don't know if you can see right here, there's a little shadow of mine right here, and that's where I can see the cheekbone, like that's where it ends, you know? And I want to make sure to place that a little bit above. I want to make sure to place my contour a little bit above that line, otherwise it's going to look like I have saggy cheeks. And then also when you do a kissy face, you can see that it kind of curves in. And I don't like that look. I just do a little bit and I go straight. But if you would like that look, I mean, you can do that. But that's just my little piece of contour advice, even though the thing I am definitely the worst at when it comes to makeup is contour. So I don't know. Take my advice with a grain of salt. Or maybe like a margarita rim of salt. Or don't take my advice. That's also like, that's another thing. But actually, it seems to have blended out pretty well. It seemed to blend it out really well. I normally have the tendency to like, oh my god, this isn't turning out right. I need to, in order for it to like work, I need to just spray my brush. And I think that comes from like the idea that if it's wet, it'll blend better. Kind of like how a beauty sponge is wet and it blends better. That actually blent out. Blend out? That's not a thing, but it's my thing now. I'm copywriting it. Copyright blend. I have everything. Is that the thing I should be copywriting? So I'm gonna just mix a little bit of liquid highlighter into this cream blush I have, because the cream blush is like in a stick, but I find if I rub it on, it doesn't always do great. So I'm just gonna mix that up on my brush. Jesus Christ, and then apply it. Oh, it's beautiful. Also, when it comes to applying my blush, I don't start at the apple. I start kind of up here at the cheekbone, a little bit where the contour is, but just a touch above it. And I kind of tap it down, so it might reach my apple a little bit, but I definitely don't start with my product there. Because I find when I just put them here, I tend to, normally, if I have too much blush, then it like, I can't make that go away. Okay, besides under the eyes, which I'm trying to even think what kind of brush I would use under the eyes, but I'd probably want something like this, so it's just a lot thicker and fluffier and less like dense and packed, but it doesn't look terrible under the eyes. Should this be the thumbnail? I'm gonna make this the thumbnail. Why am I so... Wow. If you're watching this. Okay, so I'm done with the face makeup for now. I'm gonna quickly do my under eyes. And I'm just gonna still use the same eyeshadow brushes and stuff. And let's just hope that it turns out okay. Okay, I'm back. For highlighting, I'm gonna be real with you. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna take one of these two brushes. I used them for all of my eyeshadow. And I'm just gonna highlight with them. And just pray that they're clean enough to, you know, do that with. So I'm gonna take this, oh my god, this Touch of Glam Beauty highlighter in the shade 50 Shades of Pink. Now, I don't know if I've used their highlighters on camera before, but they're so amazing. They're so amazing. Like, hello? Yeah, I don't know when to stop when it comes to highlighter. I don't know if I've made that clear or not, but I just don't. I don't know when. And then I'm taking this Ofra highlighter, which I recently broke. I've had it for a couple years, and honestly, that it's the first time it broke. Pretty good. And I'm taking this in Star Island, and you know, this just kind of tends to do wonders for me. I don't know why when I look feminine my voice decides to go up 4 octaves, but it's what it likes to do. So this is the finished look. I did everything besides the lips. I just popped that on off camera. I did my lips off camera because I ran out of memory, so I had to quickly import every single thing on my SD card to my computer and delete it on my SD card and put it back in my camera. But yeah, this is the finished look. I'm very pleased with it. In some of my videos that I've previously posted, I had my makeup done and it looked so bad, and I was like, what? How did I ever think that was good? But this, oh god, I need to like straighten this. Should I straighten it? Should I curl it all like this? What if I put it like in that wave? You know that one girl in Downton Abbey who's really old? It's not Sybil. Sybil's a beautiful little bean who I love so much. What am I trying to do? But you know that like one girl, she's the sister, she was the middle one maybe, she has the baby, and she's like, I can't have it. And she's like, actually, I'm still a baby. You guys know who I'm talking about, right? Anyways, I should comment down below what she did her hair. Oh my god, I'm gonna do her hair. This brush set that I found on Amazon, maybe I'll link it down below, is good. I was able to do a full face of makeup with it. I used no sponge. The only time I used something that wasn't this, if it was like the applicator was that, like the glitter up here, I used the applicator, you know, mascara, brow gel, but everything else I literally only use these. It's hard to hold a lot of brushes in one hand. Yeah, I would rate these like a 10 out of 10. Some of these are definitely coming into my, you know, makeup routine. And I absolutely love these so much. They look so cool and they work really well. I will say, like, I think this would be a great beginner's brush set, especially if the thing you're starting out in is not doing really complex eyeshadow looks. Like when I first started doing makeup, I wasn't really focused on my face. I was really focused on the eyeshadow because I thought that was like the most impactful thing, and I really liked what that did to my face the most. So if you're starting out and you're like, I just want to start out with eyeshadows, I wouldn't recommend this. But if you are starting out and you're just doing very basic eyeshadow and you're like, I need some brushes for my face, I very much recommend this. This is like a 8.5 out of 10. I'll give it. I think it's lacking in some brushes. And you know, the quality's not the best. Some of them want to come off and stuff like that. But yeah, 8.5/9 out of 10. Okay y'all, I hope you really enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it. It is so nice. It's so nice to just do your makeup and really focus on that. Just focusing on your makeup for a video is it's really nice, to be honest. I would definitely be willing to try out different tools, recreating some looks, trying some different hacks, something like that, because just focusing on your makeup is really nice. It's kind of freeing. It makes you really focus, like, how do I look right now? How's this look turning out? Okay y'all, if you liked this video, make sure to like this video. If you want to not lose me in the abyss that is called the internet, make sure to subscribe to my channel. If you do, just don't subscribe, that's fine. I post every Saturday in case something happens. I don't post at a particular time of day, but it's, you know, in the afternoon section. However, if you do want notifications as to when I post, you can press the notifications bell when you press subscribe, and then you would click all notifications, because sometimes it turns on notifications for like just personalized or whatever, and then it's like doesn't give you, I don't know, it's confusing. But then also on my Instagram, I make sure I post every Saturday when I post my video. So if you also want to know, if you don't want to turn on notifications, and you can just follow there and you will see that I've posted the video. And I also post other stuff on there. Granted, it's mostly makeup related, but also sometimes I just like post life stuff. I really hope you guys are doing okay and are staying safe. Make sure you keep not only your physical health up, but your mental health up, because that is also very important. And yeah, stay sweet, y'all. Bye!